Minasan, okarina-sai. Today we've got, well, someone I adore a lot. An absolute beauty with some amazing roles, and also a really fun singer. And I'm weak to her eyes. Nao Toyama, born March 11th, 1992 in Tokyo, currently affiliated with the agency Flying Dog. From an early age, she had an interest in anime, in particular the series Ojamajo Doremi and Sailor Moon. However, like many others around her age, it was Romy Park that inspired her to become a voice actress. In particular, the series Full Metal Alchemist and its protagonist Edward Elric. While in junior high and high school, she became part of the chorus club to help overcome her tone deafness. It was also during this time she decided to actually pursue a voice acting career, as she also had interactions with schoolmates who had similar interests. Her parents approved of her decision as long as she did well in her university entrance exams, which she did, and on her Wikipedia page it says that she is a graduate from Waseda University, a big fancy private school. However, back in high school, she also enrolled at the Japan Narration Acting Institute. After completing her training, she became affiliated with the voice acting agency Arts Vision, and that's where her career fully begins. She's got a lot of stuff, so buckle up. In 2010, she voiced Tiger Sugatame in Star Driver, Kana Nakagawa in The World God Only Knows, then Misa in a one-episode romance show, Hiyokoi, and finally even having a tiny role of Fuko in Doraemon. Onto 2011, she really started to pop off, getting her first lead of Yune in Crossei in A Foreign Labyrinth, and Hikari in a short series Buso Chugakusai Basket Army, but some smaller characters like Felicity Colette in Last Exile, and Margot Knight in Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere. 2012, she was Shiori Terashima in the first season of Symphogear, also having two smaller unnamed roles as well. She was Vera in the AKB anime, then a lead of Ako Atarashi in Saki Achikahen, Maeve McCaffrey and Miyu Arata in Season 2 of Eureka 7, and also again having smaller unnamed roles in the series as well. 2013, she starts to average 10 or so roles each year. This would also be the year she gets two very iconic characters of hers. But before that, she was Yukiho Kosaka, Honoka's little sister in the first season of Love Live School Idol Project, Shizuka Hazumi in Arpeggio of Blue Steel, and actually voicing Nagisa in the Assassination Classroom Jump Festa special, a role she would not reprise when the show started airing properly. She had a lead character Yoguri in Unlimited Psychic Squad, but also Chiho Sasaki in The Devil is a Part-Timer. And now the two big ones, Yui Yuigahama in Snafu, and the very much memed Karen Kujo in Kiniro Mosaic. If you watch Twitch streamers a lot, you may have heard this. That is Nao-san in all of her glory. She would also perform in live action with Olo leads as the Seiyu unit Rhodanthe. In 2014, she voiced Mui Aiba in Magical Warfare, Takumi Nakazawa in Norin, Suzu Nekoyama in Inugami-san and Nekoyama-san, then Kaio Gotokuji in Sabaj Bu. And next are two more pretty important roles. First, Lisa Latte Sherlock in Trinity 7, and Chitoge Kirasaki in Nisakoi. Not the best girl, but still great. 2015 is a big year for her. I feel there's actually a lot to go over, so let's fly through it. First, she voiced Puff in Go Princess Precure, Claudia Einfeld in Asterisk War, Lecti Eisennacht in Sky Wizards Academy, and Shizuku Kuragane in Chivalry of a Failed Knight. But there's also Mizuki Kawashima in Idolmaster Cinderella Girls, a role she would perform in live action, and Lele La Lalena in the Gate series. Not done yet though, as in Kante Collection, she was the lead Kongo, but also Kirishima, Takao, Haruna, Atago, and Hiei. Jeez. The last thing to mention for this year is that her alongside four other girls would form the Seiyu unit Walkure. Probably saying that wrong, the way they pronounce it sounds like Walakure, so maybe that's how it's said. Anyway, this is for the Macross series, and as for the character she plays, well, in 2016 the anime Macross Delta started to air, and she would voice Reina Prowler. Cool name, and a really cool design honestly, but she's also Venus in Luck and Logic, then Rin Suzunoki in the biker show Bakuan, Kei Tiesto in Regalia The Three Sacred Stars, and Koyuki Himekawa in Magical Girl Rising Project. I'll also mention Nozomi Kasaki in Sound Euphonium, and Yume Iguchi in Strike the Blood Season 2. She's got a lot of roles, it is really difficult to decide what to mention. But to end off this year, the Kante Collection movie came out, and aside from voicing the 6 prior characters, she's got new ones. Chokoi, Shikinami, and Ayanami. 9 roles in the same movie. Alright, 2017, we'll begin with Rina Matsukaze in Idol Incidents, Hebi Ichiko in Boruto, Mujika in Chain Chronicle, and Honami Ichinose in Classroom of the Elite. Some leads include Illyria in the Grand Blue Fantasy anime version, and Nozomi Amano in Battle Girl High School. This year was mostly new seasons of old stuff for her, but this was also her debut as a solo singer, with 2 double releases. First, True Destiny in Chain the World, then Imakoko and Tsuki ga Kire, and finally, towards the end of the year, her first full album, Rainbow. 2018, let's get some leads. Lacia in Beatless, a very meh show. But then she's got Rin Shima in Yoru Camp, a very fun show. Kupi in Million Arthur. Aoi Tsubaki in Kakiro Bed and Breakfast for Spirits. And a personal favorite, High Elf Archer in Goblin Slayer, which isn't labeled as a lead, but I don't care, she's great. And some more supporting roles include Honoka Kurosaki in Encouragement of Climb's 3rd season, Kurumi Kawai in Iraduku, The World in Colors, Miss Melba in Radiant, and Tomoe Koga in Bunny Girl Senpai. For music, there's her 3rd single, Tomoshiba no Mani Mani, and finally her first live tour, Rainbow, the same name as her first album. 2019, Natsu Iwashimizu in 7 Seeds, and that's her only new lead. But she had some supporting characters in awesome shows. Gina Boyd in How Heavy Are the Dumbbells, Chiharu Yoki in Oresuki, Katie Kimura in Carol and Tuesday, a great show, Kurosao Korori Kuromu in Welcome to Demon School, and Akira Dojima in Kono Oto Tomare's 2nd season. There's also her 2nd album, Gunjo Infinity. And to end this year, she got 2 awards at the 13th Seiyu Awards, Best Supporting Actress and the Game Award. Not entirely sure what that means, but hey, 2 awards in the same year. Nice. 2020 was a smaller year as always. Makage Sakurai in Asteroid in Love, Junyi in Infinite Dendrogam, Claire Aoki in Gleipnir, Daphne in Re:Zero Season 2, and Ruka Sarashina in Rent a Girlfriend. Lastly, there's her 4th single, Arui Taiko, and a digital single, Wonderlove. 2021, Naobo had more characters and more great shows, starting with Aiko Kawasagawa in Remake Our Lives, Kibitsu Mikoto in Peach Boy Riverside, Marina Yonekura in Aquatope on White Sand, Hilda in the 2nd season of Restaurant to Another World, Carnatia Arnabald in Soma Spider, So What, and Suma in Demon Slayer's 2nd season. Music includes her first and so far only mini-album, Off, and a new single, Semenai Maho. She also even streamed a full concert for free on her YouTube channel. Last year of 2022, Hiro Sagawa in a couple of kakus. I always think of the chickens from Zelda when I hear this show name, though kakus are completely different species of bird. Anyway, she was also Arisa Takemizawa in Heroine's Run the Show, Niji Yoshinaga in Slow Loop, Asahi Mogami in Phantom of the Idol, great name, Kalina in Girls' Frontline, and Lowell Mina Earthworld in The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt. To hell with that title. Lastly, she voiced the dark blue-haired girl in the last episode of Nijigasaki School Idol Club's 2nd season, speaking in English. Music would include her most recent album, Welcome to My Wonderland. Also her 6th most recent single, a double release of Anohi no Kotoba and Growing. To end the year, she started her 5th anniversary live tour, titled Welcome to My Wonderland. Also, I think she had COVID at some point this year. Big F. Now, as for this year, she is currently in Vinland Saga's 2nd season as Rota, Spy Classroom as Sibylla, and Handyman Saito in Another World as Lafanpan. At some point this year, she will have new seasons of Bunny Girl Senpai, Goblin Slayer, Rent a Girlfriend, and Yoru Camp. Let's move on to the video games. Around 45 credits, as always, Grand Blue Fantasy, Blue Archive, Girls' Frontline, Kantai Collection, Fate Grand Order, and Magia Record. Then games where she reprises her anime roles, Idolmaster, Battle Girl High School, Snafu, and Nisakoi. Also voicing Chitoge again in J-Star's Victory Plus, as well as a Crayon Shin-chan game, JoJo Eyes of Heaven, and she was recently added to Ume Musume. As for more mainstream games, well, she's actually got a fair amount, so again, let's fly through them. Skullgirls, Drakengard 3, Fairy Fencer F, Soul Hackers 2, Fire Emblem Echoes, Heroes, Warriors, and Engage. Then there's also Metal Gear Survive, the very recent Wolang Fallen Dynasty, and later this year, she will be in Street Fighter 6. Very, very impressive, I'd say. The only foreign dubbing credit I found was for the Netflix show The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. Concerts would include a handful of Walkure events, also some Cinderella Girls stuff, appearing at Animax another small handful of times, but her main attraction, you know I have to mention Annie-sama, and well, she's been there a lot. Like a lot. Every year from 2014 to 2021, once each time with Cinderella Girls and Rhodanthe. Oh, and her Princess Connect castmates as well. Surprisingly, Walkure has never been there. But as a solo act, Naobo performed in 2017 to 2021, aside from 2019. However, that year she was part of the Kobayashi's Dragon Maid opening, sang by like everyone that performed that day. She also opened up a day in 2018 with Milky Holmes, Iris, and Sumipi. Then 2021, she had some wicked stuff with Sora Amamiya and Airi Suzuki, and then singing a banger song with Asaka. Awesome day for her. The talented singer that now is, naturally she sang on the soundtrack for many anime that she's in. Again, around 45 credits. Basically, if she's in the show, there's a strong chance she was part of either the opening or the ending. I won't mention them all, but some notable ones are Snafu, Gate, Nisakoi, Trinity 7, and Bunny Girl Senpai. Her solo artist songs were used as themes for Chain Chronicle, Tsukigakire, Kakuriki Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, Asteroid in Love, and Restaurant to Another World Season 2. Oh, and I'm Quitting Heroing and Ascendance of a Bookroom Season 3, just to name a few more. Now onto the facts. She's 152 centimeters or 4 foot 11. On the socials, she has Twitter and Gram, and a fairly active YouTube channel as well. I'm only going to do about 5 or so facts for her since that career of hers was just so long and impressive. Something I actually noticed while writing this script, her resume is very similar to Kaede Hondo, who I just covered prior to her. They have over 10 shows together, but I don't think I've ever seen them interact. Real shame. Nao-san is a regular co-host of the showroom streaming web series Macross Won't Stop, along with Minori Suzuki, a fellow Walkure member. She has said that she loves jazz dance and hip-hop and has been doing it for about 10 years, adding that she's good at dance and often thinks of choreography when playing at music events. It is also listed that she can play the electric organ as well. Aside from Naobo, she has the second lesser used nickname Toyaman, which is just her last name with the first letter of her given name. Before being affiliated with the series, she sang the song Do You Remember Love, an old Macross song for the World God Only Knows character cover album. And finally, instead of ending with a funny fact, let's end with a really happy wholesome one. She was honored with a Golden Achievement Award for her charity efforts to help areas recovering from the Great East Japan earthquake, the event that resulted in almost 20,000 deaths back in 2011. Since Nao's birthday is the same day as the event that the tragedy happened, she used her birthday as an opportunity to raise awareness for humanitarian aid by selling rainbow wristbands. All profits generated from the sales were donated to the Japanese Red Cross Society, the same charity that gave her the award. Good job, Nao-san. And with that, we have reached the ending. Naobo is one of the more higher profile seiyuu, so I couldn't cover even half of her resume. If I missed one of your favorites, let me know down below. She has a wicked range and is really gifted with accents. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and learned something new. Please join me in the next one about another bug-eyed beauty, but this one is talented with a certain instrument. I look forward to seeing you there.